Hello, my Infinity Craft kids! In this video, I'll be walking you through how to do your string art. We have a rocket and a unicorn. In this video, I'll be demoing how to do the unicorn, but it's the same steps for both. And just a side note for this one, you will need scissors. I don't have the scissors in your tool bag, so if you have scissors at home, you're going to need them for this project. Let's get started. All right, let's get started on our string art. So here is the bag. In the bag, you're going to have a baggie of glue, and you're going to have two string arts. You have a rocket and a unicorn. You can do both. You can do one or the other. It's totally up to you. Today I'm going to demonstrate the unicorn. Here, I already have an example of the rocket done. So you can see that. So I'm only going to demonstrate the unicorn because to do the rocket is just the same way. It's just different colors. And out of your tool bag, you are going to need your crayons that you used for the back to school poster, if you've done that one yet. So first things first is we're going to open the packaging. Now be careful because these little pegs are going to come out. And just a quick note, you will need scissors for this one. So make sure you go and grab some scissors so you can cut the string, because wherever it's multiple colors, you'll have to cut the string. So the pink one, you won't have to, but the teal and the yellow you will. And that's if you follow this color guide. If you want to switch colors around, you can. But for this video, I'm just gonna follow the guide here. So I'm gonna flip it around. And there is instructions on the back, but I'm gonna do mine a little bit different. And that's why I included the glue, because I found without the glue, it was very hard to get the pegs to stay in the hole. So we definitely need glue. Sometimes when you buy crafts like this at the store, they don't always work right, but it's okay to modify them. And I will show you why we did the crayons. You can see on my space one that I colored our foam bits before putting the pegs in and the string on, just because I liked it to have a little bit more color. You can do this step or you can skip the step, but I really like it colored, so I'm gonna do that with this one as well. So here's my foam bit. You can see, I'll put it up close, that it has a whole bunch of dots in there. So that's where you're gonna glue your pegs into, is those dots that are already there. Oh, and I might add, you will need one of your paint brushes out of your tool bag as well. And that's gonna be the orange handled one. So you will need your orange handled paintbrush out of your tool bag as well. So I carefully taken the package from the back, not the front, because I don't want those little pegs flying everywhere. And then I'm gonna set, you can throw our garbage away. I'm just gonna set my string and my pegs up here and we'll get to them. But first, I definitely want to color. And if you want to go by, they have the little guide and the instructions, and I just kind of put it over here for reference for myself. And I'm gonna start by coloring the foam bits. Like I said, you can skip this step if you want to. It's completely up to you, but I like to color it. I'm gonna start with the violet for where this pink is. So then the pink and the purple on top. So I'm just gonna color. And you know, it's not gonna be really seen that much. You can see it definitely under the string. So you color it how you like. So that purple is where all that pink will go. And then I'm gonna color the horn. We have yellow for, I might go with this yellow orange for the horn, for the yellow string to go on top of. I don't always want to match colors, but if you want to, you definitely can. These are your crafts. You make them how you like them. And I'm just following the color guide that came with it this time around, but you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. For the little eye hole, I'm just going to do black. And they have teal for these last little bits, and I think I will, oh, I kind of like this mint color. That's kind of a nice color. That's the same color I used for the rocket ship where I had the red string on top. And you can see I even colored this part, and I'll do that on the unicorn as well. And honestly, coloring it kind of helps when we put the string on to see where it's supposed to go. If we already kind of have it color coded, it makes it a little bit easier to know which sections are what when we're going to do the strings. And like I said, when you buy these crafts and they don't always work 100% how you want them to, it's okay to modify it. It's okay to color, it's okay to add glue. And I think I'll do the background this baby blue color. Kind of for the sky, I don't know. So this blue color you will be able to see, just like I said around the rocket, you can see the gray. So you color it how you want to color it. You know, sometimes they tell you to color in one direction. If you want it to be like that, do it like that. But if you like to color all directions, color all directions. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to color. Now, in saying that, some people might think there's a right and wrong way, but so that coloring should be up to your imagination. And I'm going to remind you that this is a video, so if I'm going too slow or I'm going too fast, and you want to follow step by step, you can always pause after I say a step and you do that step and then hit play again, or you can watch it all the way through and then pause. It's however you want to do it, but you can definitely pause, you can definitely rewind, you can watch it as many times as you need to. All right, so I have it all colored. I'll hold it up kind of closer so you can see it. Doesn't look like too much now because we got to put the pegs and the string in. So then our next step is gonna be getting our glue out of the bag and out of the container, and I'm just gonna open the lid. And then this is kind of the long, meticulous part. I'm gonna take a peg, one of these little pegs, and I'm gonna tilt my glue just a little, and I'm gonna dip my peg into the glue, and I'm going to stick it in a hole. And I'll hold it up so you can see that there is a little bit of a pool of glue there. That's okay. It's going to dry clear. And you're not going to notice that because on this one is the same thing. And you can't really tell. So it will look funny to start, but that's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to keep doing this peg by peg until there's a peg in every hole. All right, so I got all my pegs glued in there. And now it's time to start with the string portion. And put the lid back on my glue just so I don't knock it over and spill it anywhere. We're not trying to make a big mess. And it's always best to work from the inside out. Same with putting the pegs in. It's easier to get the inside ones and then work our way out so our fingers don't get in the way. So I'm going to start with the eye. And I said I'm following this guideline, but if you wanted to make the eye pink and the body blue, you can do that. I'm just going to follow the guide for this video's purposes. So I'm going to grab the teal string out, and it has tape around it. Just got to try to get the tape off. I found an end. Just going to do that. And you will need scissors for some of this string. I'm not gonna unravel it all the way because you're not gonna have too much. Now, on the back of the kit, it will tell you to tie a loop around it. I find that tying a loop with these little pegs and these little strings is very hard. So we're gonna be using our orange handled paintbrush. We're gonna be using the glue again. So I guess take the lid off. You could have kept the lid off, I'm sorry. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my paintbrush into the glue, and I'm gonna put glue around the first peg I'm gonna put my string on. And remember, this glue dries clear, so it is okay if you see it. And I'm just gonna wrap my string around it a few times, like that. I'll try to hold it up so you can see it a little better. I'm just gonna wrap it around, and then I'm gonna take my paintbrush and help glue it around. If I had to get more glue on the paintbrush to help with that part, you can. Yep. Just glue it around like that. And I'm just gonna wait a second here. You can keep taking your paintbrush to try to get any of those loose hairs off. That glue will dry clear, so it's okay. And this is a little bit of a process, but I'm telling you it's much easier than trying to tie it in a knot. And then I'm going to take the string and I'm going to put it all the way around the circle for the eye. Just going to put it right there again. And now here's kind of the fun part. It's all up to you how you want to do it. We're going to go over here. We're going to loop it around like that. And we're going to keep it pulled tight a little bit, but not too tight because you're not trying to pull the pegs in closer to each other. And we're just going to kind of go to different pegs all the way around. And then once you're happy with it, we're going to wrap it back around the one with the glue. I'm going to grab the scissors that I said we'll need earlier. I'm going to cut a little piece of it, and I'm just going to get some glue on the end of that string again, put it on the string, and we're going to glue it down again. Like I said, I feel like it's easier to glue than it is to tie a knot. It takes a little bit of practice, but using the paintbrush really helps. But since you're putting glue on the paintbrush, definitely wash your paintbrush afterwards. So I'll hold that up so you can see the eye there. And that was with the blue string. And so then the next section will be the biggest section, which is this pink part here, the head. And maybe I'll bring the camera down a little bit for this. Close your eyes a second. Just so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Oops, sorry. All right. It's a little bit closer. Maybe that'll be better. So now I'm going to grab the pink. I'm going to try to find the end. Sometimes tape is hard. And sometimes I can't find the end, so I'm going to be very careful with the scissors. We're not trying to cut the string. I did cut the string a little bit, or maybe it's just, no, that's how this string is. It looks like it's doubled up maybe. Oh yeah, they just had it doubled up. So it's one big long piece. Okay, I'm gonna start with this pink section on this part after we've done the eye. So I'm just gonna take some of my glue on the paintbrush and paint it around one of the pegs. I picked a peg that's sticking up a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail so you have something to grab onto, and put it on like that, and then wrap it around a few times. So I'm holding it on this, with both hands I'm holding it, you can see, and I'm just taking one and wrapping it around while I'm holding the other side tight. And I'm just gonna keep doing that. And then when I have it, it's okay to have a bit of a tail. You can always cut that part off. But I am gonna put a little more glue on there, wrap it around one more time, and then I'm gonna use my scissors, cut that little tail off, but then you see it flap up, and then I'm just gonna use my paintbrush to keep it down, and keep doing that until it stays. You see, I'm not dipping my paintbrush in that glue every time I'm trying to get it to stay. I'm just trying to get it to stick to the glue that's there. And we'll wait a few moments there. And you can also see that I'm getting the glue out of the lid. If you have glue in your lid, it's okay to do that. It's okay to dip it in the cup as well. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing. And then, just like we did with the eye, we're gonna outline the section we're working with. And that's because it makes it easier to know when we get to putting the string on where are this color, which is pink for this time, but if you're on the rocket, it's the red or the blue part. And it's just so we know. And if you're not sure, you can follow the guide. And if you don't do it exactly how the guide says, that's okay too. This is your project, so you get to make it how you want it. Looks like that's the ear, so we're gonna go up and around the ear. And sometimes, every once in a while, I'm just gonna, just like at the beginning, I'm not gonna add the glue because it's already down. Might as well do it at the peak parts where you can hold your finger down. I'm just gonna loop it around. Like that. And that way it helps me keep on the thing. And sometimes you have to kind of zigzag, so on that side and that side, to try to keep it so you can work it around. And then you wrap it around again where you start. And then now is the fun part where you get to pick. It's kind of fun to go kind of far away, kind of smaller, whatever kind of designs you want to make. I'm not going to follow the guide on that because I feel like that's really complicated, and I'm just going to do it how I like it. All right, and there's the unicorn. And there's the rocket. So we have a rocket and a unicorn. Hope you enjoyed that one.